Welcome to the To Your Success podcast, hosted by Johnsen and Elin Solheim. Each bi-weekly episode takes a deep dive into how success and freedom is created and how you can start living the life you truly want now. Krista was top CEO of international companies for more than 20 years. He's done business in most parts of the world. Now he is an international success mentor, helping people and organizations to be successful. Elin and Krista are partners in life and business. They truly live what they teach every day. They sail their beautiful 43-footer around the world while helping clients all over the world. They are proof that you can get all the freedom you've ever wanted. They truly live what they teach every single day.
Hello everyone, and warm welcome to a new episode of the To Your Success podcast. And warm welcome aboard again. We are out sailing. I am Johnsen, and with me today, close to me is...
I'm very close today.
Yes.
It's Elin Solheim.
Yes, and if this looks like we are in two separate rooms when they cut it, that's absolutely not true. As always on the boat, we are always less than a half meter from each other. So that's the way it is. So in this episode, we're going to talk about stop waiting for clarity and how we create clarity instead of waiting for it. And it's one of the biggest myths in personal growth and in life is that you have to wait to get ready. You will never be ready, right?
And every day we meet so many people that are just waiting to get ready, that think that, but actually that waiting keeps them stuck.
Yeah. Oh, I just have to get well. I just have to get the time. I just have to get... First of all, I think...
have to get the money.
But most of all, they have to get the courage.
Yeah.
Courage to move.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Courage. And I think because they are scared. They're scared.
Yeah. And right now we are in Italy. The last weeks we've been out sailing. We had the boat at Sardinia this summer while we were home in Norway. And we sailed from Sardinia, and we kind of got tired of that. We planned to sail almost all around Sardinia, but we said, now we've seen enough of Sardinia. Yeah. So we jumped over to Sicily, about 35 hours, including a hefty thunderstorm. We got through that too. And then we stayed at Sardinia for quite a long time. Sicily, yes, not Sardinia. Yeah. Sicily because of bad weather.
And then we got enough of Sicily, so we wanted to go somewhere else.
So we sailed the Strait of Messina, which was interesting. We anchored there, and beautiful place. And now we are at mainland Italy, and we are kind of, if you can visualize the south part of Italy, the foot or the boot. The boot
of Italy.
Not the foot, but the boot of Italy. We are
under the heel.
We are under the heel, actually.
Italy is stepping on us.
It doesn't feel like that, but we are absolutely as far south as we can come in Italy.
It's an amazing place, yes.
It's a wonderful, wonderful place. And how we do this, I mean, for us it was a challenge to sail and to run our business, to record podcasts, and having client calls and selling and doing all the things we do. And that has been one of the challenges, and one of the goals for this year is to manage that. And we never waited to be ready.
No, we just started. Yeah, and you can actually, the first podcast, if you just listen to the first podcast, you will see that it's different from now, because we just started before we were ready. We just did it.
Yeah. So what you have to do is just to accept the idea that you can. And I think the best example of doing that is when if you watch a small kid trying to walk. Okay, so first they just lie down, and then they get some muscles, and then they sit up, and then they start to crawl around. And they always strive, and they always want more. So they get up and start to walk. When they stumble, when they fall, you don't say, oh, you have to wait until you're ready. You have to wait for clarity. You have to study this. You have to study this 5 program, this 5-session program about walking. No, we don't say that. We say, oh, try again, get up, try
You get
again,
it.
try
You get
again.
it. Yeah.
So you will never have the clarity. We didn't have the clarity of how to sail around the world when we started.
No, definitely not. And if we hadn't taken that choice, if we hadn't done it, we wouldn't have been here.
No.
And what an amazing life we have. So
Yeah.
we will have lost all of it.
I was just filled with gratitude
Yeah.
of this amazing life. But I mean, that is why I write in my book, you have to be daring, be different. So you have to dare to do the choice. And it's kind of funny because, when we record this, the day before we did 30 hours sail, about 125 nautical miles. And it was, we prepared the boat, but there was no stress around it because it's a habit, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
I didn't think about it.
You didn't think about that. I thought about that. It's like it's a habit of us, and we average about 6 to 7 knots, meaning that 125 nautical miles, and we chose deliberately to go in open sea, right? We don't follow land. We just went out to the ocean, and it's the clarity is there, right? We have done it so many times that we don't have to think about it anymore, right? It is one night. Well, you were not fully in shape because you have had a flu and then you got seasick. So I had
a little bit seasick, but that's okay.
Yeah, and but that happens, and then you had to. So you slept more than me over that night, but then we came into a completely new harbor with lots of lights and it was difficult to see, and we anchored up in a bay during night, and then we went to sleep, which is I mean,
I haven't thought about this.
5 years ago, that had been scary.
Yeah.
3 years ago, it had been scary.
Yeah.
Now we just you said, and you asked me when will we be there. I said we'll be there between 2 and 3, depending on the weather, because we got some headwind and some head current, and then it took a little bit longer time. So we anchored up around 3 o'clock, and it was completely dark, and still we did it. And one thing is that you kind of study things, and I watched some of the sailing movies like S.V. Delos, and one of my big favorites, and that's an inspiration too. I was inspired about more than 15 years ago, reading books from Mortenson family in Sweden, where they sail around the world with the weather boat Jagan. But that's inspiration. Another thing is to do it yourself. You have to act into the thinking.
Right? And actually, that was inspiration. That wasn't waiting for you. The waiting came because you waited for me to get ready.
Yeah, I waited for you because your son Thomas, he was young when we met. He was 10 or 11, I think, and he had
9, actually.
He had to grow up, get out of the nest, and I write about that in my book too. I felt like a tiger in cage. Right now, I don't feel like a tiger in cage anymore. I just feel like a tiger, always wanting more, always wanting more.
You just feel like a tiger. Yeah. I need to get AI. Make that picture of you as a tiger.
Me as a tiger. That
will be out of the next podcast.
But the feeling then of being stuck, I felt like that in the corporate world too. I wanted something else, and the feeling of wanting something else was frustration. Right? The feeling of growth and to do something is actually fair and uncomfortable. You have to get out of your comfort zone. But I was so stuck. I was so stuck in the corporate world because of the money, right? I had good salary because of the prestige, because of my self-image.
I think all those 3 things is actually fair.
Of course they are.
Yeah. It's the reason you were stuck was fair, not all the other things. All the things are fair based.
I was afraid of losing what I had. I was afraid of what others would say.
You were afraid of not having the money.
Yeah, I still am sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and there is no reason for that.
No.
Right? So, but still, some of the fears are still there. But now I know that fear is the feeling of growth. And fear is not, I have to wait. Fear is, it's time to move. It's a clear signal from your higher self, from your soul. It's time to move, right? And I really like Abraham Hicks in the spiritual world. And Esther Hicks talks a lot about the law of vibration and law of attraction. And I attended one of her seminars once, and I had a question, but I was not picked out to ask that question, because that question is very much related. What about action, right? But what law of attraction says, that you always have to choose the feeling that makes you feel best in the moment, and you have to choose between the constant regret of not daring, right?
Mhm.
Which is lifelong,
Mhm.
or the feeling now of doing it now,
Mhm.
which is fear, which will go over in 2 minutes,
Mhm.
right? So what is the effortless way? The effortless way is to choose the fear, because that takes least energy.
Mhm.
Life is, and the effortless way is not supposed, it's like when we teach a kid to grow, it's not supposed, or where they teach themselves to grow. I mean, they have it in them, just like we have everything inside us to live our lives as well. It's the same process, right? We try, we fail. How many times have we failed?
We don't fail, we learn.
Yeah, but how many times have we learned?
Oh,
I mean,
countless.
we fail more than most people try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And but actually, failing has become a part of this journey as well, because we know that we are learning from it, and we know that we will grow, and this is the kind of the fun part.
Yeah. Hi, this is Christer. Thank you for watching and listening to our podcast. We really appreciate that. As you see, we love sharing how you can live the life you truly want, and we also love sharing how we live this every day. You know what changed my life is that I did one thing. I signed up for a strategy call with my first mentor. That was the one thing that changed my life. And that is why we offer you to do exactly the same thing with me and my team as well, because we know that that call, those 30 minutes can be the thing that changes your life. So if you go to our website, christerjohnsen.com, up in the right corner, you will find a button to click on. Click on that button and book a strategy call with us. It might be the best thing you ever done to change your life. Have a wonderful day. And now back to the podcast. When you go back 20 years in your life, when
I was 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love you too.
Okay.
Go back 20 years when you were a nurse, you have dedication as a nurse, you have 3 wonderful kids, you were married, and you just had bought a house, right? And you were renovating the house and all that, and you were creating this family life, and you were still in this world that most nurses do, where they go to hospital or elderly care and they work based on a schedule. And then you decided to change. Why did you change? Because you started up your own company.
Yeah, I think the main reason back then was because I didn't want to stay in that. I didn't want anybody else to have control over my life. I wanted to have control over my own life and just do what I thought was right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, working as a nurse is kind of 8 to 4, 4 to 10, 10 to 4 again. It's all like you have these shifts, and you work on Christmas Day, you work on all
Saturdays,
this,
Sundays.
all the holidays and everything, and combining that with being married and having 3 kids, I was supposed to follow them up and do all the things with them, and that was just too much. And I just wanted something that gave me the freedom to say that I can work on Christmas Eve, but I want to decide it myself. I want to do this on
Your
on
terms.
my premises.
Yeah, on your terms. Yeah.
Yes, my terms. So I think actually that was the reason, and I don't think it was scary at all. I was a little bit scared, but not like you when you left corporate world. I was more like, this is what I really want to do.
And you continued as a nurse, which is it was and still is an important part of your self-image.
Yeah.
Caretaker.
Yeah.
Right? Taking care of others, helping others. So yeah. But I was really impressed, and actually when we met first time, you were kind of scary to me because you're so direct, and I'm direct too, but I'm much more direct, and I trust myself so much more now than before, which means that I come out in a different way as well. So, but you also did a transition. I remember you showed me a contract you had, right?
And I finally, after all those years working for myself as a nurse, I got more and more experienced being a leader. And finally, I decided that this is what I want to do. I want to be the leader. So I showed you this contract, but it says I was management for hire instead of just a nurse that I hired myself out to companies. And that was a big shift. It was like my self-image changed from And people ask me, what are you doing? And I said, usually I used to say that I'm a nurse, but this, I'm a management for hire. Then it was a different kind of seeing myself.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you acted into thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's important because a lot of people say that they think into acting, but that then you can think about it for the rest of your life. And I always encourage my clients and everyone, whether you're a client or not, just act into thinking. Start doing, right? When you ride a bicycle, when you do new things, one thing is to study it and at least get some knowledge. Well, when we started sailing, I knew how to navigate. I always sailed.
I didn't know anything.
You didn't know anything, but now you know more.
I know a little bit more.
Now, after sailing for almost 10 years, you soon remember the names of the sails as well.
I'm almost there.
Almost there, yeah. Right? But that's only because it's not important to you. So that's okay. Yeah, but so, to wait for clarity is as you said, I was so afraid as well. I had a lot of fears. So just to wait for clarity is really fear disguised in logic. Right? I don't know how. I didn't know how to start up my own company. I didn't know how to well, I knew how to be a mentor because I've always been that, even when I was a manager. But I didn't know how to run a business. I didn't know. There were a lot of things I didn't know. And the first times when I started as mentor and I left the corporate world, I had no idea how to make a living out of it. Because, but I knew I could. But when I started, I didn't have the client or the cash flow or anything. No, but I just started. Right? Because it was so clear that this is what I'm doing. The same with you, when you changed, right? So we just have to leap without knowing what's next. Trust yourself, like you did when you started 20 years ago. When you instead of being hired somewhere, you started up your own company. You just knew that you knew that you knew it always works out. Everything always works out for me. So it's to wait for clarity. It's well, actually, it is. If we go into neuroscience and think about how this brain works and this wonderful brain, I sometimes think about the brain like an antenna that you tune. You tune the antenna into a frequency. We have several radios on board, and we know that we have different. The cell phone is in the frequency. The VHF radio we have is in a frequency. We have a receiver here receiving now text messages, which is weather forecast and so on. That is on a certain frequency, and we just tune the brain into a frequency. You can tune your brain into I don't know how. You can tune your brain into uncertainty. You can tune your brain into I'm not good enough. I was really good at that, and that got me stuck. Then you can tune the brain into, and you can kind of just train yourself to think, well, I always figure it out. And neuroscience shows that just to have a goal. And I saw an interview with Price Pritchett. He has written a wonderful book called U Squared, and I highly recommend people to read it. It's about making quantum leaps. And he said just to write down your goals increases your chance of reaching that by 43%.
Really?
Yeah, just writing 43%.
it down. 43%?
Yeah, because most people, they don't have goals. And if you don't have a goal,
of course.
To write it down, then it becomes real. You take action on it, right? And that is how the universe works. You have to take action on it. But neuroscience shows that it has the same effect on your life if you think about reaching a goal and actually reaching a goal, right? Because you release happy hormones on the way to the goal. And the purpose of the goal is the journey to the goal. It's not to get there, right? It is the journey to the goal. It is the fun you have, the freedom you have, effortless freedom, where things are effortless. Like, when you started walking, you didn't know how to walk, and then you walked, and then and then you get tired and all that, and then you started to walk stairs, and then you started to climb and all that, and now it's effortless. Right? Sometimes, since we are about 29, it doesn't always feel effortless. But
29 and a half. Yeah.
So what practical tools do we have? Well, we have a morning routine, and we do that every day, and it's for free. You can download it if you go to christerjohnsen.com, go to free resources. You can download the morning routine. You can sign up for our emails as well.
So actually, just send an email to hello@christerjohnsen.com, and I can email it to you.
Yeah. And that is one of the things we do is, it's a reflection. It's a morning routine. It's small daily actions. It is these small things. It is step by step by step by step. It's not a big revelation. You don't have to have the perfect plan.
No.
Right? I was master of business planning. I was so good at making, business plans for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. But the challenge with planning is that you plan based on everything you know today, but you learn so much every day.
That's why we have a plan and we don't follow it.
Like you and me? Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's
We
interesting.
make a plan for the day and then
Yeah.
we'll
But when
see
we
what
say
happens.
long, we don't change direction. It's
No,
like,
we don't.
that town looks
No,
cool. Let's go
no.
there. No, we don't. It's like next year we're going to cross the Atlantic. That's the plan, right? 2026, we're going to sail to the Caribbean. And then we're going to,
That's the plan.
That's the plan. Well, for me, it's a goal because I waited so long for sailing. And I really look forward to 20 days in the open ocean. But that is setting a goal, right? And that is what you do. And that is why we have the morning routine and we do that. So clarity isn't found, it's built. It is something you create. It is act into thinking, not think into acting, right? And you just start with one step, just one step. And if you want us to if you want our help, and we help people, a lot of people every day, and when we see the results they have, I mean, one of our elite clients, he's attending the Diamond League's program now, and he texted me some days ago. Thank you, Krista, for teaching me this. This has really changed my life, and we have worked with him for 3 months, 4 months, right? 5 months maybe, but it really changes because it's changed the way you think and the way you manage not obstacles but challenges, right? So if you want to work with us, as Elin said, hello@kristajohnsen.com, just type clarity and we will reach out to you. And
I'm the one who's answering, so
you're the one, or me. Mostly
but
you.
The hello Krista Johnsen.
That's your email, right? And that is point 2 for us. It's personal. We love our clients and we love to see their results and their happiness and how much more happy they are with life and how they grow their lives. For me, it took only 18 months from I left the corporate world until I started living the life that feels like me, that I truly love, with the effortless freedom. It doesn't take longer. So to sum up, act into thinking, start doing, and then subscribe to this, and please share with others if you think others can have help, can get some help from this podcast. Any finalizing words from you?
As always, everything we do is to your success.
To your success. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this episode of To Your Success podcast. Please leave us a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. For more information on how Krista's mentoring programs can help you in your own life, visit kristajohnsen.com.